All right, all right. And we're going to get into some notes here today. And our focus on our first lesson here is points, lines, planes, and angles. And these all have to do with the coordinate plane. And that's what we were working on yesterday. And see if I can try to make it kind of more visible for everybody. There, that's probably a little better. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and follow along here. We do have about 3 pages of notes here today. And then also a homework assignment to kind of reinforce everything that we're going to go through. Most of this is vocabulary. That's how we're starting off. And then you'll see numbers will come into play very shortly in the next few lessons here. Going forth here, you'll see, though, there is just a lot of like fill in the blanks. So we kind of go straight to the point. We're not trying to waste your time here. Writing essays, we want really to focus on understanding the concept behind what we're trying to teach here for you guys. So going forth today, let's just jump into it. Imagining each side of the note should take about 5 minutes. And then possibly we'll take like some type of brain break in between each page here. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get into the first page. All right, we got some vocabulary. Our first vocabulary word is a point. A point is represented by a dot. So let's go ahead and write that down. And there's our point A. And let's go to the next one, a line. And maybe you want to underline these. A line has one dimension and extends without end in 2 directions. And also notice we got those arrows on the side there. Maybe you want to make those a little bit a little more distinct. And let's also note here we could call this line AB. When we write that, we have arrows on each side, line AB. We could call this line AC. We have the arrows on each side. We also could call this line BC. And let's go to our next box here, a plane. A plane has 2 dimensions, length and width, and extends without end, no edges. So here's our plane. And let's see if I get my mic out of the way there. We could call this ABC or M. Let's go ahead and write that down. And we can see the plane M here, represented by a shape that looks like a parallelogram. So looks like a parallelogram. Let's write that down. I may have to change this into a pen here to get more room, possibly, but I'll try to use a little bit of color here. All right, so far so good. I'm just going to kind of go through and fill in the blanks. Let's knock it out. Through any 2 points, there is exactly 1 line. You can use any 2 points on a line to name it. And it's similar to kind of that example back over here. Through any 3 points not on the same line. So again, let's put in points. There's exactly 1 plane. You can use 3 points that are not all on the same line to name a plane. Very nice, very nice. All right, we're like halfway done. Feeling pretty good. Keep on strong. Let's get it done. All right, collinear points. Collinear. We kind of see that word there, line. It's kind of inside there. Just kind of see that word plane up there in the next one too. Let's kind of write down a little bit, fill in the blank here. Collinear points are points that lie on the same line. And then we have coplanar. I could be mispronouncing that, so I apologize. Coplanar points are points that lie on the same plane. And then we'll go ahead and write down a couple examples here. Name 3 collinear points. Collinear. Hopefully you're thinking collinear. D, E, F. They're on the same line, these points here. So we can just write down D, E, F. And because they're points, we don't need to write down kind of like statements like lines or rays or stuff like that. Name 4 coplanar points. Give you some think time here. And we were talking about points that are inside the same plane, but not on the same line. So here we could add G to this mix. D, E, F, G. And now we have a plane, as that last point is not on the same line, satisfying that definition of a plane. Name 3 non-collinear. Not collinear. So we could have a couple different answers here. I would pick 2 that are on the same here, and then one that's away from that point. I'm gonna go with E, F, and G. Here you go. E, F, and G. Which point is between D and F? You're right. E is in between those guys. Name a point that is not between D and F. Not. I guess we'll go with H on this one. Are collinear points also coplanar? Collinear, coplanar. The answer is yes. They are on the same plane. If they're in the same line, they're in the same plane, pretty much. Break it down to words we can relate to. And coplanar points also collinear. Think about this one. So going back to here, D, E, F, G, is that collinear? And the answer is no, but we can kind of go back to here and see how the DEF and DEF these do match up, but then we can see, oh no, this does not match, that does not have the G in it. So you can kind of go backwards there too and kind of see a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Anyhow, good job on our first page of notes here. Let's take a brain break and we'll get back into the mix here shortly.